Hey there. So, you wanted to get started in Nightmare, but you only have tier 1 items? Not a problem. I got you covered, because in this video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I approach Nightmare using tier 1 items, starting with Tanglewood, then we're going to move on to Edgefield Road, and ending with Ridgeview Court. This video is going to be unedited, and a straight run through on all 3 maps. So, we're going to start with the EMF, spirit box, and a camera. And the reason is because the camera gives you just enough light to be able to get around in the maps, right? And it also helps us look for orbs while we're looking for the breaker. So if I am walking over here and I happen to catch some orbs, then I know that that's the ghost room. If it is, you know, I mean, this only works if you have a ghost that is a ghost orb. Oh, did we find some orbs right here? I think we did. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. So we know where the room is. This is the room, and we got our first piece of evidence. Now, if it isn't a ghost orb, then the other thing that you want to look for is, or you want to actually listen for, is any sort of thing, like things being tossed around, like books, or, you know, just any items being thrown around, so that you can walk over to that direction with an EMF and see where it's coming from, and that'll kind of help you identify the general area that the ghost is in. Now that we have ghost orbs, right, let's go ahead and mark that. Let's turn this off again, and let's see if we can get a spirit box response. So because the range on this is like so slow, I mean, not so slow, it's so small, right? We might have to kind of like walk around a little bit, or do this, you know, spam the spirit box a little bit. And the reason why I'm using text instead of like speaking into it is because I have had issues where, you know, I've been, you know, and this happens with the Ouija board as well, that I will try to, you know, ask it questions like, where are you friendly, things like that, and it just never responds to me. But then somebody else picks it up and they happen to get responses, and the same thing with the Ouija board, you know, it just kind of bugs out, and you know, it's very difficult for me to use. So that's the reason why I choose to use text. And it also helps me sort of identify whether it's a ghost, a spirit box ghost, a lot quicker, because I just spam all those items right there, right? We're trying to go for speed here. So next thing is to leave all the items that, you know, I could... No, actually that's not gonna work. Okay, so I'll leave that here. Whoa, that's kind of funky. Okay, how about that? So we'll turn this off and we'll let that cook. Now, the reason why I brought the dots out is because we already have camera. We already have the camera set up. We know where the ghost room is. The thermometer, we could just let it hang out in there and cook, or rather cool down, right? Let the room cool down, so that the, you know, next time I check the thermometer, it'll already be at a lower temperature, and hopefully this time, you know, it'll be in a range that will give us freezing temps. So what do we want to do next? We want to go ahead and bring in salt and try to see if we can force it to step on salt to see if it's a UV ghost, because, you know, sometimes we'll get an area where, you know, the ghost won't have much opportunity to interact with any doors or windows, you know, where it could leave UV behind, you know. So there we go. Stepped on one. We didn't get it this time. It hasn't touched doors or anything like that, and or the light switch either. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. And what do we have? I think that's it. I think we have everything. I think this time, since Goryo is not on the list, so I don't think we need to check for any Goryo dots. Otherwise, I'd hang out here outside of the room, and I'd check to see if the ghost would walk through the dots on camera, but not in person. That'll let me know that it's a Goryo. But because we have ghost orbs, it can't be a Goryo, because it's not one of the selections, right? So it threw a can, which is back here. It's giving me EMF 3, not EMF 5. So need to kind of wait around a little bit. So thermometer has been here for a little bit. Let's check it out. Okay, it's still not quite, it's not freezing temps at all. So I think now all we have to do is just kind of wait around and see if it does anything. I might need to actually turn these lights on and prepare for a hunt, because I think next what I want to do is I want to drain my sanity a little bit and see if I could force it to start doing some more activity. I don't know if this is true or not, but I find that the lower my sanity is, the more it starts to interact with things and do ghost events and things like that. So far it's been working for me, and I'll continue to do that. Actually, you know what we could do is we can check. Oh, we have monkey paw. This is gonna be a really tricky one. I normally don't like to use the monkey paw because it blinds and deafens you, and I will probably use that as a last resort to see. Oh god, that scared me. I was like, wait a second, this is Nightmare. I have like a couple of seconds to run. What do we have on the list? Okay, so far we only have ghost orbs. It could technically still be a mimic that's not giving us any sort of evidence yet. Okay, move this door. We're still not getting any UV either. I'm gonna grab the camera and see if maybe the ghost changed locations. And we'll know that if we see ghost orbs somewhere other than the garage. Yeah, it looks like it kind of wandered over here. Okay, so it looks like it's kind of hanging out over here. Maybe we'll just set that up there. I wonder what is going on here. Take the EMF. Okay, it's kind of just everywhere now. No, we got freezing temps. It's right under 0, so it hasn't moved. I think this is still the ghost room technically, but you know, it probably just moved locations for a little bit. Okay, so we have Revenant, U-Ray, Hantu, and Onryo. Now we're gonna have to go back, grab a flashlight, and force a hunt, because we have our 2 pieces of evidence. Now, this is the tricky thing for many people getting into Nightmare, Insanity, and also no evidence, is the hunt. Now, that is the hard part is the hunt. You know, we need to be able to identify different characteristics that the ghosts have during the hunt. But the good thing about Nightmare is that it narrows it down to like 3 or 4 ghosts that you can discern between. Now, the Revenant has a very slow walking speed. The U-Ray has a normal walking speed, or I should say the Revenant has a very slow walking speed outside of line of sight, but when it sees you, it is super fast. U-Ray is just a normal hunt, right? Hantu has cold breath when the breaker is off, which is what I want to do next. So we won't be able to see that unless we turn off the lights. And it also has no line of sight as well. The Onryo has normal movement speed, so it's very similar to a U-Ray during a hunt. And if we are able to narrow it down to maybe these 2, like if we can't tell that this is going to be a Revenant or a Hantu during the hunt, then we can cross those out, and then the next thing to do would probably be to do an Onryo test, which is to light 3 candles in the ghost room and see if it hunts after blowing out all 3 of them. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and hang out here and wait for this thing to hunt. And I have the lights off right now so that I can drain my sanity and force it to hunt. Otherwise, you know, we'll just kind of, I wouldn't call it waste time, but you know, it would be taking a lot more time for the ghost to hunt if we had the lights on, because our sanity would not be draining. U-Rays, on the other hand, can drain your sanity by opening and closing doors nearby you, or rather just interacting with them. And it hasn't been doing that. They also can hunt at, I believe it's the 80% mark too. I have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure they can hunt at a very high sanity range. And so since it hasn't, I don't really have any reason to believe that this ghost is a Yurei. Alright, on to the next one. Oh, he's fast, he's fast. Okay, he definitely has me in line of sight. Okay, that is a Revenant. Now when I blind him, he's gonna be very, very, very slow. And now that he's lost me, he's gonna be walking a lot slower than normal ghost movement speed. Now you can check normal ghost movement speed if you walk into a wall or, you know, safely, right? So my running speed right now is normal ghost movement speed, and that is a lot slower, which tells me that this is gonna go ahead and be a Revenant. So we have our first ghost of the video, and that's gonna be a Revenant. That was really fast. For a minute there, I thought it might have been like a Hantu in like super cold conditions, but no. So there we go, we locked in Revenant. Let's just go ahead and verify that in the lobby. Awesome.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Nice, we have tier 3. I'm sorry, tier 2 salt, which we're not going to use. We're going to continue to use tier 1 items here. Let's move on to the next one, Edgefield Road. Alright, that was a fun one. Same thing, this time I am going to go ahead and... I think I'm going to have the same startup. I'm going to go ahead and do EMF, Spirit Box, and camera. I like this setup for tier 1. I think the tier 1 thermometer is terrible. I mean, you know, it's appropriate for the level. It's not there to help you identify, you know, the ghost room in like minutes or anything, you know. It does take a lot longer to be able to find the ghost room. Alright, so we have the lights on, or rather we have the breaker on. So this is gonna be like my spot, my little looping station, if you will. And I'll show you guys in a minute, but this is also a really good spot that you can hide from the ghost. So like if you're running away, and as long as you can make it behind here with your electronics turned off before the ghost sees you walk in here, then you're pretty safe. I think 9 out of 10 times, you know, I haven't been caught there. You know, the ghost will not roam to the middle of the living room there to see me behind that bookshelf. Right, I came in here because the door was slightly cracked. This one's a little cracked too. If I don't see any ghost orbs, then I guess I'm just gonna try using Spirit Box and see if I can get any response. So there we go. We got Spirit Box. And also too, I want to mention as well that even if you don't get a Spirit Box ghost, using the Spirit Box, I find that using the Spirit Box often angers it a little bit, you know? And it causes it to throw things around in the room, and that's the reason why I bring the EMF, or, you know, that's the reason why I think it pairs, the EMF and the Spirit Box pair well together. Because if you don't get a response on the Spirit Box, it'll probably just toss something and let you know, hey, I'm here, but I'm not gonna go ahead and respond to you. And, you know, that's when the EMF will come in handy if you miss any of those sound cues, you know, like it throwing something or door opening, closing. So now it is starting to starting to throw some things. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and leave this thing here, the thermometer, and we'll put the dots. That's not a hunt, is it? Oh, it's a light exploding ability. Okay, so that ability that we just saw right there, where it exploded the lights, that is something that all ghosts can do. Oh, it did it to this light. It did it here. Hold on. I wonder if that's where the ghost room is. So every ghost can explode lights, right? It could blow up the lights right there, but mirrors tend to favor them. Doesn't mean that we have a mirror here, but you know, we should kind of keep that in mind, that it may be a mirror if it keeps doing that. What do we need? Let's go ahead and bring in a UV, a couple of salts, a couple cans of salt, and we're gonna try to see if we can force some UV evidence here. Put some right there in case it wanders out, right? It's only got one way to come out this door. Oh, it blew up these lights. Wait, what about this one? 2 lights are blown out. Possible mare, right? Mare is on the list, but mare also has... Oh, there we go. EMF 5. I can hear it. Yeah. When it sounds like the EMF 1 is about to blow up, that's a EMF 5 right there. So, Spirit, Wraith, Twins. So it's not a mirror. Okay, I thought it was. Okay, let's go grab some more salt. I am starting to think that this might be a Wraith on our hands. It hasn't stepped on salt yet. It doesn't mean that it won't. But I did put some at the entrance, and ghosts tend to kind of roam in and out of rooms, even though the ghost room... Oh, there we go. Okay, so it did step on salt. We can cross out Wraith. So it's going to be Twins and Spirit, right? Those are the ones that we're going to go ahead and test for. And we're going to do that through a hunt. We're going to need this thing to hunt, since we already have 2 pieces of evidence. We have Spirit Box and EMF. Now, if we got like Spirit Box Ultraviolet, I would have to check for orbs again just to see if I missed it, because Mimic does leave orbs as an ability. But since EMF is not one of the pieces of evidence for a Mimic, then we can safely say that it's not going to be a Mimic. Alright, 2 smudges and a flashlight. Let's go. I got my hunt timer on the top. On the top right there. So once we force this ghost hunt, then we can smudge it and see what kind of a ghost this is. Oh my god, that scared me. Holy. It's definitely around here. I think maybe what I need to do is hide down here. Oh man, I love this game for that reason. Alright, we're gonna hang here with no light to try to see if we can drain our sanity a little bit more. Okay, so it is hunting. Sounds like it has regular movement speed, but I'm not going to be able to tell whether this is a spirit or not unless I do smudge it. So, unfortunately, I do have to kind of force it here. Let's go ahead and... It's kind of late on the timer there, but... like 1 second late on that timer, but... maybe 2. But it'll still help us identify it though. So here's what I'm gonna do. Since Spirit and Twins are the only ones on the list here, I think what I will do is hide here and fast forward time. I know I said that this video is gonna be unedited, but you know, if it is a Spirit, I don't want you guys to I don't want you guys waiting for 3 minutes just to check to see if it's a Spirit. So Spirits are the only ghosts that can hunt from the 3-minute mark and up. They can't hunt from the 1 minute, 1.5, or anything below 3 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and wait for 3 minutes or until the ghost hunts, and we'll decide which ghost this is gonna be. Here Here we go. Okay, so we just crossed the 3-minute mark, and it is now beginning to hunt. Let's turn the flashlight off, wait for the hunt to finish, and lock in a spirit. There we go. If it is twins, I mean, it has happened in the past. You know, I've had a demon hunt at the 3-minute mark. And, you know, we've had, I think everybody has faced some sort of ghost that has been just lazy about hunting. But, you know, it's very rare. So, there we go. We got a spirit. Didn't hunt until, you know, the 3-minute mark or above. Ridge V Court is going to be our last map. Let's see how this one goes. Rain. It's very loud. Alright, again, we're gonna go ahead and start with the camera. While we're looking for the breaker, we're gonna go ahead and pass by some rooms and, you know, oh, there we go. We have an orb already. This is why I love starting with a camera. Look at this. Orb. Where are you at? Did it just move? No, there it is. Okay, so we found the orbs. We found the ghost room, and we got orbs already. I love it. We'll leave that there. Oh, it's doing stuff already. Okay. We'll leave that there. Spirit box? Do we get a spirit? And we got spirit box. So it's possible that we might have sneezed on me. How rude. Let me go ahead and grab this since this is my light source here for the time being. I'm gonna go ahead and run to the garage and try to see if we can rule out a mimic this time, because it is possible that we might have a mimic on our hands. Turn this light on and we'll turn these on too. Try to preserve some sanity here. All right, here we go. Is that the right direction? There it is. All right, so a mimic is freezing temps, ultraviolet, spirit box, and a bonus spirit orbs, ghost orbs rather. I mean, it's the same thing, but you know, they're technically called ghost orbs. All right, so it has those 3 plus, yeah, the ghost orbs. So. And the reason for that is because mimics, ghost orbs are technically an ability and not. Oh, there we go. We got UV. So we got spirit box, ultraviolet, and ghost orbs, right? So that's going to be a mimic. Now, when we highlight these, the reason why mimic does not show up is because for a mimic, ghost orbs are an ability and not a piece of source of evidence. So, you know, if you've seen some of my no evidence videos and you've seen me catch ghost orbs on Camp Woodwind or any other maps, and you see me insta-lock mimic, this is the reason. Because in no evidence, ghost orbs for a mimic are considered an ability. So we're gonna go ahead and lock in. We are playing on Nightmare, which only gives us 2 pieces of evidence, which is technically ultraviolet and spirit box. But since we also saw ghost orbs, that's gonna be the mimic. We shouldn't see a 3rd piece of evidence in excuse me, I was gonna say no evidence, but in Nightmare. So that was kind of an easy round right there. But sometimes, you know, we get those easy mimics. There we go. Awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I am going to be creating a lot more to kind of help you guys be able to do insanity, or, you know, even just different combinations of modes with different tier items. So if you guys like these types of videos, do me a favor and go ahead and like the video, subscribe for more Phasmophobia related content, and I will catch you guys in the next video.